I'm here with Ms. Heather Shoopman, who's a dancer and teacher out of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Primarily you teach at Dance Garden?
I do. I teach at Dance Garden in Atwater Village, and I teach occasionally, I teach at CalTech in Pasadena, along with the semester schedules.
Okay, how does your teaching change depending on Dance Garden versus the academic space?
Well, the CalTech class is actually an extracurricular, so they don't do it for credit. It's sort of like they do it to relax or for recreation. But they actually request what they want. So some semesters they want to do an ATS class and do like a communal type situation, and other times they want to do tribal fusion, and they're feeling more like they want to work drills or choreography. So I just let them decide what they want.
Okay, and that's your primary, the things that you teach is ATS and also tribal fusion, you would say?
I would say primarily tribal fusion. I do run an ATS class, and it's a fusion of a couple of different types of, there's the original, and then there's a couple of branch offs, and I kind of pull from everything in my class, and so that everyone can get an overview of what's out there. And then if they want to go to like a Fat Chance sister studio, they can pursue that.
Right.
If they want to go find there's not really a Gypsy Caravan or Black Sheep studio in LA, but there's Hot Pot. So there's different things you can go to depending on what you're looking for.
And you primarily started your belly dance training with Mesmera?
I did. I started with Mesmera. I always get asked how I got into it, and I can never remember how I found her. I just remember I ended up at her house, and I was like, this is my place. I belong here. And we've been really close ever since, and she's fabulous role model, and just showing me the ropes and talking me through every situation that would come up that was difficult or that was unknown territory, like all the way from gigs and how to bid and how to deal with stuff and situations that come up, or costuming questions, or appropriate about music, or any kind of thing. So yeah.
And what kind of things did she teach you that you make sure you impart to your students?
Well, I think the biggest thing I took from Mesmera was that it's for you, and that it heals, and it's for us. She was kind of my first real tribal teacher, because she's very tribal without being called that, because she is all about community and all about the work and all about the sisterhood and the support. And so that was kind of my first introduction into that. And I was young in the group, and that was great for me because I was turning 30 at the time, and I was feeling, when you're turning 30 you feel so old, and you're really not. But at that time you're it's great to be around older women and feel the power of the generations ahead of you, and feel hopeful. When I knew I was a dancer, I think my memories are of my grandmother doing square dancing. And I would go with her, and I was little, so my memories from the waist down of the skirts and the feet, the footwork. I loved the feet, and so I just was into that. And then when Michael Jackson came out, from 12 years old, I was making my sister and brother do choreographies for my parents at the holidays, and I would make them wear costumes and everything. I would make the costumes, so since I was about 12.
So you already knew you wanted that kind of performer element of the costumes? And
Definitely. I was doing choreography in high school for they're called the Pom Pom Squad. They're the dancers that come at halftime at the games, ball games, and basketball and football. And we competed, and it was really very interesting, like a sport. Went to camp.
Did you do formal other ballet or anything dance training before that?
Nothing formal. I did gymnastics. And I did ballet and jazz training in my adult life. After I kind of came back to dance, I kind of went away from it and started doing more outdoor intensy things like rock climbing and really physical stuff, martial arts. And then I came back around to dance, and then I was like, I want to learn everything, so I just take any class that I could get my hands on.
Did you ever take any music classes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I did. I've always loved music a lot, and it's always been a huge influence. And when I was little, I used to make splice up my own songs with a tape deck.
Oh, okay.
The choreography. So I was already doing that, and yeah, I'm always doing music. I moved to San Francisco at one time and thought I was going to be in a band.
Okay.
So I was playing bass and fooling around.
Because you have a good musicality also. And that's the other thing. The other thing that I meant to mention is that when you perform, what I love is some of your humor that you involve into the dance.
Yeah,
that's always fun.
Well, my background is in theater, and so I went to college actually for theater and English. So I have a lot of that training, and I've done a lot of plays and been in a lot of productions, and have done a lot of training on emotional, like I call it accessing your emotional library. So I have a lot of training in that. So it tends to come out, and the humor part is how I dispel my nerves. Is just to be goofy. Because when I don't know what to do, I resort to that.
Right. But it's fun. It's fun to watch.
It's fun to make people laugh rather than to be all freaked out and like a crazy bird, you know, which is how it really is on the inside sometimes. So, and that's why Sam and I work so well together, because she's crazy like that. So we found each other. We're like, oh, this is how you do it too? Okay.
Yeah. Did you start to do your ballet and your jazz after belly dance training?
It was kind of all happening at the same time.
Okay.
I realized that I really wanted to belly dance, and I really wanted to learn it, and I wanted to learn tribal, and I wanted to get in there, but I also really quickly realized that I was going to be doing fusion. And I've always done hip hop, and so that was in there, and that's kind of a more like main fusion at the beginning for me. And cheerleading. So, and you can see that a little bit too, I think, in some of my work.
I would say what I see as far as that is like, no matter what, you can put on a smile. That's, you know.
Sometimes it's the game face, for sure.
Yeah.
I always tell my students, you should smile if you can't relax your face, because it looks better than, you know, if you're just like, just plaster it on, and you know, maybe it'll become authentic in a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And you had mentioned community also, and so that's just, you know, that's a big thing to me. That's why I'm here. That's why I started BFLA, which is just a group of producers in Los Angeles called Belly Fusion Los Angeles, and it was just to bring people together to support each other, because I really noticed our community was really big. And it was really hard to support everyone, even though you want to. Yeah.
And so I thought, if we can at least get a calendar together online that we're all looking at, or if we can all talk and support each other and not schedule our events in conflict, and you know, bring people in. And so it's been good.
And that's BFLA.com?
Actually, it is. It's bellyfusionlosangeles.com.
Okay, bellyfusionlosangeles.com.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks, Heather.
Yay, thank you.